point now where it's time to grow. We're going to have to start growing because attacked by boys. Oh, that's the floor now. Here we are. Do you ever feel that life is just stagnant? Evening, doing a bit of shopping, and I come across Mr. Pretzels. Boy, was I happy when I saw Mr. Pretzels. Now leave me alone so I can crack on and eat this, and I'll come back to you shortly.
2 hours later.
What's happening, guys? Monday evening still, and just had a quick bite to eat. Managed to find a Pizza Hut in the shopping mall, and had to spend time today just shopping for said wedding I mentioned in the previous episode. I think we are just under 2 weeks away from heading out to Spain where I have a good friend's wedding. Managed to find a good outfit in Zara, which was great. And yeah, so earlier on today we visited a small town called Olinda. Unfortunately we were slightly late, so a lot of things were closed. Unfortunately we headed out quite late because I had a very busy morning with work, which I'll explain and go on to shortly. But yeah, Olinda had great views, but unfortunately that's all we got to see. I've managed to film just a small bit of the views, but otherwise it got dark very quickly. You know when you wake up and you just you have those days where you just feel really groggy and really unfortunately I had one of those days. I'm still feeling it, although I've just been loaded with a bit of sugar, so I do have just a bit more energy. But yeah, I'm just going to go back and crash really to start the day again tomorrow morning, fresh start. But yeah, I wanted to just create this video for you guys because it hasn't been a quiet day by all means. I've actually written some notes down just so that I'm prepared for this video because a lot has happened. But yeah, the morning started off with me feeling really rough. You know, my state of mind was slightly anxious because I woke up to missed calls. I woke up to emails, and I absolutely hate that. I'd rather wake up, beat the sun up, as in wake up before the sun rises, and yeah, just felt out of control. I remembered a few things that were on my backlog that seemed to now all of a sudden feel important, so that also made me feel very anxious. So yeah, usually when I feel like that, when I feel anxious and I feel just the lack of control and slight overwhelm, the best thing I do to eradicate that is by planning. Planning starts off with writing down every single thing that's floating in your head. Whatever you've got swimming in your mind, just write it down and then start prioritizing what comes first. What should you do first? Once you've done that, I find that's not enough. What I like to do is, I know I have 5 working days in a week, so what I'd like to do is work out what times I have available dedicated to work, and then start slotting each of those items on that list into a time slot. So what you do is you estimate how long something's going to take, and that's what you call planning. So if you guys ever feel anxious and you've got a massive to-do list and you feel overwhelmed, simply create a plan for the week. Know exactly what you're going to do and when, and if that means having people on your list that you're aware need an answer from you, give them an answer. Tell them exactly when you're going to do it. all of a sudden you'll feel completely at ease. So yeah, about the broker, unfortunately, now that we're traveling almost over 2 months, my personal bank statement, if I wanted to get a mortgage that's on my name personally, they will need to see bank statements, and if they see that the bank statements don't have your normal day-to-day living type of transactions like Tesco or etc., they will actually class me as an expat, which is going to be bad news, because the interest rate for expats at the moment is around 4%. So the best solution at the moment is to just do a product switch under the same lender. There's less scrutiny, the process is so much more easier, and it can all be done remotely. So good news and bad news. In other news, in terms of the business and where we are at KPIs wise, we have 2 rooms available and 3 upcoming rooms, and of those 3 upcoming rooms we've already received the deposit. So over the weekend we had viewings and secured the deposit. So the tenant actually moves out of that room on the 23rd, and we have the new tenant moving on the 24th. I told you guys before, we are very, very quick at filling rooms. Rooms filling isn't the issue. The issue is having tenants pay rent on time, or pay rent at all. In terms of the process, our process is quite simple. So when a tenant leaves, we have something called a checkout process, where our caretaker goes and collects the keys, inspects the room and the kitchen, ensures that the tenant has left it clean. We do an end of tenancy clean, so our cleaner then goes over to do a end of tenancy clean, so it's spotless, ready for the new tenant to check in. And then we do a check-in process where we have the new tenant and our caretaker again, who does the check-ins, show them around. We do a full welcome pack that includes the online tenancy agreement, which they sign online, which is great. It reduces our admin from half an hour. We used to do it manually, print out all the documents, have the tenants meet us at the office, sign documents, but that's now reduced to sort of like 13 minutes. So our property managers, they go in and they just follow the operation manual that we have. Very, very easy process, and the tenants then receive all of the notifications. They then click on the link and they can sign their tenancy agreement. In other news, had a meeting with our property manager, Melissa. Positive news is she has been tested negative. So she had a negative test result for COVID, so she is on the mend, although feeling slightly worse for wear, but it's good news for her. She gets to go to her holiday in the end. The meeting was to catch up with her, ensure that a handover to our other property manager, Karen, is smooth sailing, and all is well on that front. In terms of maintenance issues, been relatively quiet over the weekend, bar one thing. So this leak, or the ceiling issue that we've had for a while now, since last week, although we had it repaired, it turns out it's leaking again. So we had some heavy rain over the weekend apparently. I won't know because I'm in Brazil, but yeah, apparently the rain has caused the roof to show signs of leaking. In a way, the positive around it is it's good that we find out now rather than later when the tenant is back in, residing in the room. So we're having to replace the whole roof. We've just decided to take the roof down and rebuild it from scratch. That's the only assured way we can ensure this tenant's going to be happy and safe. So that's it for Monday evening, and see you tomorrow. Let's see what the day brings tomorrow morning. slash evening, and I thought I'd talk to you guys about comfort zone. One of the main reasons why I left the UK and travelled the world was to get out of my comfort zone, to give me that kick up the arse. Sometimes you just need that to stop being complacent, and that buzz. Sometimes you just need that buzz. Do you ever feel that life is just stagnant and you feel like you're not moving or going anywhere? That's exactly what I felt in well, I felt it over the last 2 years, especially with the pandemic and COVID and all of that. And that's the very reason why I'm here right now in this very place. Speaking of place, we're in a place called Porto de Galinhas. We arrived this morning. It's only an hour away from Recife, where we were yesterday. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. In terms of work, it's actually a very quiet morning this morning. I woke up to messages as usual, nothing really to report. Everything's ticking over from an operational point of view. The team are just getting on with it. It is Melissa's last day today. In fact, she probably clocked off 4 hours ago, since it's around 5 o'clock now, and we're about four hours ahead of the UK. Sorry, 4 hours behind the UK. So yeah, I don't know what it is about water and the sea. The energy levels are unreal, absolutely unreal. You know, when you should do that. Get yourself out to a beach, preferably in a warm place. Get yourself some flip-flops, leave them by the beach, and then have a dip in the water, have a dip in the sea. Because, I don't know, there's just something about water that just rejuvenates your energy. And the amount of ideas that just flow through your head. I don't know if you guys that are watching feel the same. If you don't, or have never tried it, try it. I challenge you guys to see if you can have an epiphany of a moment by getting yourself to a beach, preferably in a warm place with palm trees, as you can see, with nice waves like that, and see if you can get yourself a notepad and start jotting shit down. Jotting shit down is one thing, but taking action is another thing. So on that note, let's leave it at that. On that note, guys, I'm going to leave you with this montage of this beautiful beach. Apparently it's one of the best beaches in Brazil. That's what they say, and I could definitely concur. There is a place there called the Natural Pool. Interested to see what that is. Probably do that tomorrow now, since the sun is setting right there. And yeah, probably call it a night and see how it goes tomorrow. escape artist. Check this out. So the tide has come in and it's some seriously warm water. Check this out. So where we were walking before, on top of the coral, on top of the actual reef, now I'm actually walking in water. Going back to the boat to collect my snorkels, and then I'm going to start swimming in here. The sea is just too nice to not have a dip. Hopefully I think it's some good content for you guys. Was it like this when we first came? Surrounded by fish. Snorkels on and start snorkeling. Thursday, 4:30, and had a very nice day today. We're at a beach and in a place called Porto de Galinhas, so we're still in the same place. There's a particular place here on this beach where they've got natural pools, which is really nice. It's basically they've got their own reef here. In low tides you see really nice natural pools, really shallow water, and you've got really nice sea life. It's really beautiful, so I'll leave a montage for you guys to watch. And yeah, in terms of work, I didn't get to film anything yesterday because I was feeling a bit under the weather, and I pretty much stayed in our apartment all day. I actually spent time doing some work, catching up on admin. And this morning it's been very busy in terms of work. We've had one particular tenant demanding ridiculous amounts of stuff. You know, you go out your way for a tenant, and you know, they just never seem to be happy. You do get these type of tenants. What can you do? We had a tenant move in. We had the tenant move in probably about 2 months ago, and we had the garden done. But I guess the garden being done wasn't good enough for that tenant, so the tenant is now demanding to have the garden redone, and the earliest we can get someone out is probably Monday. So but the tenant seems to think that's not good enough and has someone else that he wants to do it and wants to pass on the invoice. So it's very annoying that these tenants are demanding when they can pay and when they can decide to send invoices. Very, very annoying. Anyway, I think the rest of the stuff was more admin stuff, so nothing majorly important to report. We are still waiting for the ceiling issue that I mentioned that fell through last week. We need to, I think we're just waiting on the builders to finish the job. Otherwise, that's it. I think there's nothing more to report today. I shall leave you with a montage of the natural falls. See you tomorrow. Natural falls have left my beard in some serious need of shaping up. What is up, guys? It is Friday around 5 o'clock. The day has almost completed and I am just having a sort of late lunch by the beach. As you can see, the weather has been very, very bad today. This is the only time it's not been raining. It's been pissing down all day. It's been quite a hectic day actually. I was actually stuck in a room. I've got a pounding headache, and yeah, today has been a very busy day in terms of work. I've been providing a lot of support actually to staff today. We have had some movement on the ceiling issue, so it's still an issue at the moment. We were quite quick in the last episode in terms of repairing the job, but then it actually didn't get repaired because it still continued leaking. The good news is the ceiling itself inside is not damaged, but we are completely redoing the roof, and we will be doing the roof on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. So fingers crossed that will sort the issue permanently. In other news, we seem to be having some internet issues. So where I'm staying at the moment, the apartment has broadband, but it's extremely slow. It's just very, very frustrating. I have episodes 3 and 4 yet to upload because we have that in the bag at the moment. I'm actually filming, I think, episode 5 as we speak, and yeah, I'm hoping that we can somehow upload that. I don't think that's going to happen while I'm staying in this particular place. It might have to be at the next destination. I'm very looking forward to the next destination, by the way. All will be revealed soon. But yeah, struggling with internet issues. I couldn't do much this morning other than communicate with my team. We have one room available as we speak. There's only one room available and 2 deposits now taken. So we've got a tenant moving in on Tuesday and we've got another tenant moving in on the 1st of June. That's also a property where a room where we have a ceiling issue that we need to repair. It's not necessarily a leak, but it's more of a just general quick painting job. But yeah, my main concern is the internet connection, and I might have to do a bit of work over the weekend, all admin stuff mainly. But yeah, I think it's because of how long. The reason why I'm having to work this weekend is because of how slow the internet is now. I dedicate at least 1 to 2 hours every morning to focus on work, but when you've got a slow internet connection, it's very hard to get everything done within those 1 to 2 hours. Where we were in the last place back in Recife, the internet connection was brilliant. It was around 100 meg. And yeah, I uploaded all of the content back then, but yeah, still 2 more episodes still up to upload, and then by the end of tomorrow, and by the end of the weekend, I should upload this week's episode. So interesting. Let's see how we go. It's most likely I'll probably upload it in the next destination if we do get good internet connection, that is. In terms of travelling, so today has been a complete write-off. We've had shit weather, and we've just checked the forecast, and we're looking at shit weather for the next 4 or 5 days. Unfortunately, the next 4 to 5 days, you know, are here it's a very beachy destination, and on top of that, we've got bad weather, so not looking good, but it won't stop us. I think I'm going to still be going to these beaches and just seeing how it goes when it rains. There are windows of opportunity where, you know, it doesn't rain, like right now, hence why I'm filming. But let's see how we go. Also, just FYI, where at the beginning of this episode, where we went into the place called the Natural Pools, it's actually just right there. I'll show you it right now. You won't be able to see it now because the tide is obviously come in, but it's right there. Where those boats are, a bit further in, that's where the coral reef is, and that's where I took a dip and so you guys can see those fishes. But yeah, you can't see it now. Nobody's out there. The weather's really bad. It's very windy. You probably can't hear me. But let's see how we go. Otherwise, there's nothing much more to report. I think that's it for today. See how we go over the weekend. Right, it is Saturday morning and we are about to jump on a catamaran.
Foi aqui, tá?
Thank you, obrigado. And we have arrived. Alright, we have arrived. We have arrived to a place. So where we were before was the beach down there somewhere, and we've arrived to their local reef. where we're going to take a dip. They've got like, they call it natural pools. It's another version of what you've seen before in this episode. But yeah, it's really, really shallow water in some areas. And there's a reef. You can see where it gets dark in the water, there's a reef. And hopefully we can see some sea life. Keep you posted. Right, let me go past these people. Right. Okay. A bit deeper than I thought, because I can't touch the floor. Touch the floor now. Attacked by boys. Oh, touch the floor now. There we are. He's singing. He's singing his heart out on the boat. I was surrounded by fish all of a sudden. Grab the wire. How was that? Quick check, quick beer check. Nah, horrible. Absolutely horrible. Beard needs to be sorted out. But I guess that's what happens when you take a dip. Anyway, looks like we're heading somewhere else now. Want as many fishes, well, it's the same amount of fishes as before, but I think what the people with cameras do, there's organisers here that take pictures, and what they do is they seem to have food in their hand, so all the fishes seem to be attracted to them. So they don't really get to see much, got to see a lot of coral, and then now we are on our way to another place. I don't know where we're going, to be fair, but let's see how we go. But I hope you guys enjoy that so far. Let me see what else I can get for you. They don't speak English here, so you know, they give the briefing in the morning, explain what the situation is for the day, and we just kind of sit there like dodos. Not knowing what's going on. Anyway, I'm not complaining though. The weather has held up today so far. Fingers crossed it stays that way. As you can see, blue skies. It was forecasted to thunderstorm, so I'm glad that that's not happening. Well, that jet ski really does sound good, doesn't it? So yeah, let's see how we go on the sea. And there's something about the sea where creative thinking flows, and discussing a lot of operational stuff in terms of work. A lot of operational stuff has been is what's been on the forefront, and I have in the previous episode, or maybe in this week's episode, explained about having to think about growth. And when you get a moment to yourself on the sea, you end up thinking about growth. So I think it's time we start thinking about growth now. So let me see how I can think about growth while I'm working remotely, traveling the world, and we'll see how we go. So, okay, we are now off the boat and back on the beach where we were this morning. Oh, that sounded good, didn't it? I love the sound of boat engines. They sound like Lamborghini V12 Lamborghinis. Beautiful. Anyway, I didn't even get to say where we were this morning, or where exactly we are. So we're at a place called Marigoji, and it's about an hour away from where we were staying, where we are staying. Actually, an hour and a half away, roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours. But yeah, it's called Marigoji, as you can see from there. Just wanted to quickly follow on from what I was saying before about growth. Now, I thought I'd share with you guys what that means. So operationally, we seem to be okay, ticking over, and I can't just wait for the operation side of things to be completely perfect. And it's by no means perfect at all, but the whole point of the business is it grows, and it continues to grow without you. Now, initially, during the pandemic, we stopped growth in terms of what we were doing. We didn't do any new development projects, and we didn't do any new, we didn't take on any more new rent-to-rent properties or lease properties, which is something we didn't do. So we're at a point now where it's time to grow. We're going to have to start growing, because we have obviously a residual income now from the portfolio and the estate agent side of things. When I say estate agent, it's mainly lettings, because we don't do sales anymore either. I just found it to be too time consuming, and my focus was mainly developments. So yeah, what are my options? Traveling the world. The whole point of this series is to showcase the challenge of running a business while traveling the world. Now, growing your business while traveling the world is slightly difficult, hence the challenge. So what are my options? I think number one is, in terms of property, I don't want to be taking on any more new rent-to-rent. I think we're at a stage where the number of properties that we have under the rent-to-rent model is at a point where if we take on any more, the risk will be too high. In terms of rent-to-rent, the model itself, I think we're at a point where we have to diversify. We have to increase our own property portfolio, and I don't want to be doing the small deals anymore. I want to go slightly larger, and I've been contemplating this for a very, very long time, and I've always wanted to go down the hospitality route. You know, I was actually going to be doing that 2 years ago when the pandemic just started, but obviously hospitality closed completely. So I think it's a good time to start picking that up again. So I'm going to look into that. Traveling the world, I think it might be a good idea to see what opportunities are around the world. I have actually, funny enough, when we were in Argentina, I did actually see quite a few land opportunities, so in good areas too. So let's see how we go. I'll look out for opportunities. So that's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to look out for opportunities around the world and see if we can either acquire a hotel that needs work or potentially build. So interesting stuff. I've never done anything abroad in terms of developments, or I might just keep an eye out on the grounds in the UK and see if any opportunities come up there. Obviously UK is my own patch, I know that very well, and yeah, let's see how we go. And what are my other options? So that is more of a long-term option. It's not going to happen overnight. The other options are, one, the second thing is to to do what I used to do back in the day, and that's monetize over the internet. So I'm pushing out these YouTube episodes. So we'll see. I mean, it's not going to be overnight. I'm not sure how these episodes are going to do, but we'll see how the YouTube subscriptions increase in subscriptions and grow potentially, and hopefully you guys can see how I grow in terms of the growth method of part of running a business. So YouTube is one avenue. That comes with many other things like affiliate marketing, sponsorships. What else does it come with? It comes with I could potentially sell digital products, merch. Merch is something I've been thinking about for a long time. And same with Instagram. I want to try and grow our Instagram account and see if we can get the same thing. So yeah, that is what my thoughts are at the moment. So just focus on Instagram, YouTube while I'm here traveling, and look out for potential real estate opportunities while we're traveling the world. I'll leave it at that. If there's anything else I think about overnight, I shall let you know.
Qu'est-ce que je vais te nommer? Je vais te nommer l'amour. L'amour tendre, l'amour qui chante doucement dans mon cœur, l'amour qui danse lentement dans mon cœur, sans logique à la raison. L'amour et moi, nous sommes un, nous sommes un.
See, this is what I love about my wife. Even on a buggy, she's still planning. Without her, this whole trip wouldn't have been possible. Look at her, she's still planning. She's still planning. What is up, guys? It is Sunday afternoon and we have decided to hire a buggy today. Check this out. Oh, stalled it. We're at Malta. Malta. Come on, mate, get a bit of bus through there.
Vai lá buscar ela, leva lá por aí. Pega lá ela e leva lá pra ele. Quer ver se vai aí,
today, as you do on a Sunday, and it's one of those buggers where you hire for a certain amount of hours and you can just go around to all the beaches. Now, like I said before in earlier on in this episode, we've decided to visit this place, which is about an hour from Recife, an hour and a half, and we decided to actually enjoy the beaches of Brazil. So these are meant to be one of the best beaches in Brazil, and to be fair, I actually really like this one. This one really is beautiful. Check it out. Really, really nice. Good views. More of the sea seems to be more surfer suited. Anyway, so we're just enjoying ourselves, enjoying these beaches. We've got one more beach to visit, and then we've probably done most of the beaches here. It's very windy, so apologies if you can't hear me. I'll try and speak up a bit. Anyhow, what's been happening? So last night I actually was doing work. I was working till like 2 in the morning yesterday, because we have the new YouTube series going live. So what you're watching now is probably episode 5 or 6, but episode 1 has just launched today. It launched at 5:30, which was about an hour or 2 ago. Really excited. So I had to just watch the final watch through of the final draft from our video editor. Was really happy with him, really happy with the edit, and yeah, so I was just putting together some information for him so that we can go live, and I'm pleased to let you know that we've gone live with episode 1. So really happy with that. I will be doing some more work tonight, so I've got to upload the current videos that we're doing. Episode 2 will be next, so what you're watching right now will be way further down the line. And on top of that, I've just still got a bit more admin to do. There's a lot of bookkeeping that we couldn't finish processing on Wednesday. As you know, we do our bookkeeping every Wednesday, so I'm having to just pick up the pieces. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I think our bookkeeper needs more hours, so I think we're going to have to increase the amount of hours that we use them for, and that's a conversation with the commercial guys or the director of the accounting company. But yeah, every business owner should really be focused on the money making tasks, you know, the revenue generating tasks, and not the admin. Although the business owner should take most of their time, in fact 90% of the time should be looking at their books, looking at the P&L, making sure that they are completely aware of the numbers, make sure they're in profit, you know, make sure you be aware of your spending. So this part is just the work that leads up to that information, so it needs to be done. I will be doing that tonight, processing any additional payments that were missed by a bookkeeper this week. And if any of my clients are watching, if your rent has been late recently, apologies. It's down to resources, so we'll sort that out in very, very soon. But yeah, that is that. So I'll keep you posted on our day today, and I might do some filming while we're working, while I'm working, although that might be a bit boring. Anyhow, catch you in a bit. Small little boat ride. It was only 16 quid, so I thought, why not? See where we end up. I have no idea what to expect. Man, struggling really. It's probably like 6 people. find one.
How can you see? It's so dark. I think it's so murky.
Oh my god.
You do these every day. It's so like, it's not clear though, it's very dark.
No.
There must be loads of them there. Crab. Ah, and your photo.
It's gone.
Ah, it's gone.
No, no, it's not back up.
I'm more surprised
back,
cup.
yeah.
What's that? Hey, crab. Let's guess it. Oh, wow. Tava difícil aí?
É que a água tá escura ali embaixo.
It's getting dark real quick. Not sure about that cloud there. It's a thunderstorm at some point soon. If it does, this might be my last clip of today. If it is, that's all for today. If it isn't, I'll say this again.